Today, I'm adding not one, but 2 lofts to my DIY pole barn. 150 extra square feet. And it's all next on HomeProhero. Quick and easy project on my DIY pole barn. So here's the plan. I'm building 2 lofts. The first loft above my 6x6 garage door, it's gonna give me about 120 square feet. The size of it, 16 by 8. I'm using 2 by 10 material along with 3/4 inch OSB. The second area is in the front. It's about almost 4 foot wide, about 14 long. Not as much room, simply because I don't want my loft to extend past my last post next to my man door. It won't look good, but it's still valuable enough to put it above it. I'm using 2 by 8s there, same flooring, 3/4 inch tongue and groove, OSB. And the good news is the garage doors should be right underneath those areas, so we're maximizing the space we have available to us. Stick around to the end. I'll tell you how long it took me and how much it cost. With all that said, let's get to work. Okay, we're gonna start with setting up the laser. All I'm gonna do is line the laser up on the bottom of this 2x6. That will get me right above those garage door 2x6 that go vertical on the sides. It'll give me 12.5, 13 inches. Self-levels itself once I get it on the wall. That'll be the bottoms to the joists in our loft. First measurement we need is basically the 2 headers, I guess you'd call it, roughly 93. I'm gonna minus 1.5 inches for the fact that I want my face board to actually tie into the end of the headers, right? Using a circular saw today just for the fact that these big boards are hard to cut on a miter saw. 91.5. We need 2, 1 on both sides. Too easy. 91.5 on the nose. Good start. Cut 1 more. Same process. Number 2's done. I am gonna screw this for the fact that if I make a mistake with the garage door guy, even though I just texted him and double checked with him, we can take it apart, I guess, fairly easy. This one will be easy, the front one above the garage door, for the fact I already got the 2x6s up there. Boom, boom. Go right into the framing. That's why I like bookshelf framing. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. Got a ton of views and comments. I gotta lift up a tad bit here. Get that squeezed in there. Should have done this before, it would have been a lot easier, but oh well. Bottom and top. Might be losing my compact. I think I've worked it too hard on this barn build. Okay, and we'll put another one in the top, obviously, but we'll anchor some in here too if I can get it in there. I think I can. Yeah, I like that. 1 more screw in the middle here. Oh yeah. All right, so this one's set up. Let's go ahead and go to the back. Knock that one out real quick. Same process. We're just gonna make sure we're on top of that laser line. 2 headers, ends are up. We're ready for joists. Okay, we've got to put some beef in the corners here for that first joist against the building. Brought the nail gun out for this just to make it easy work of it. And then to save myself from using a tape measure, line measurement tool. This thing's great. I've used this thing a ton of times. And U-Part makes a good one, and it's really reasonable price. 175 inches and 3/4. All right, first Mongo joist going up here. I got a helper screw down here. Hopefully it's strong enough. All right, come on, baby. I hope it fits. All right, let's get up. There we go. We can rest it there. Yes, sir. U-Part never lets me down. Actually, we'll make sure the top is flush with the top headers. That way our floorboards actually sit nice and level up there. Oh, I got to suck up. Oh yeah, pretty good too. 2x10s here for the fact that that's the span required that for a decent load. Actually, it's a person load. So not a storage load. I probably could have went with 2x8s for sure. The thing's a rock. This building's a rock. Look at the wood in it. If you haven't seen how I got to this point yet, go back and watch the other videos. I don't know how many there are right now, but you'll see exactly step by step how I built this and why I built it. First one's up. Let's get the outside one, and then we'll do the middle ones. Then we're ready for decking. 178 and an eighth. Not too bad. 178 and an eighth. We'll cut the line off. Don't want to drop this on your legs or anything. It would hurt. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that fit. Perfect. Yes, sir. All right, there's our box. I just got to do the middle joists. Long story short, we'll mark that 16 on center now. 3/4 each way. Hey, by the way, didn't know how great these were. Someone told me about them. These mechanical pencils, carpenter pencils. Dirt cheap on Amazon. They work great, and they come with tons of leads and stuff. You'll have to sharpen anything. But I'll line up the marks. Boom, boom. This will make sure that I'm nice and straight coming down. Probably a little overkill, but oh well. 175 and an eighth. I got my helper over here, so I'm gonna get it up there, and we'll lift it up over here. I've got these metal brackets. Let me show what these look like real quick. There they are. They're designed for 2x8s and 2x10s to give that strength down to the bottom. By the way, I think this is gonna help with the overall strength of the building. It's good cross framing, you know. Not that I was worried about it, 'cause I know it's built like a tank. Let's get it on the ladder. Up she goes. There we go, she's tight, but not too tight. All right, let's get this bracket on here. There we go, nice and tight. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks pretty good too. Let's get down to the other side, put the shoe on that one. Boom. All right, same thing on the other 4, same exact way. Okay, we got her knocked out. The UPAR measure tool, it was on the money, truly on the money. So everyone fit snug and perfect, but not too tight. Let's get that OSB cut out. So we got our good friend, Craig Rip Cut. This thing's incredible. It's one of my favorite tools outside of the UPAR measure tool. So 2 good ones today. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Tools that work, tools that work. We're gonna put the non-cut side towards the front, so I look like a pro. Here goes nothing. Oh. Too bad. All right. What, 1, 2, probably 4, 3 more to go. So I ran a line from left to right. It's gonna give me a straight line, right to that point to this point. We know this should actually be right on the joist and then right on this big old 6x6. So we're gonna go ahead and pin it with a screw. I'll come back later and nail all these down to the other joists. So now we have to worry about this one. That's where I have to adjust the joist down below. I don't think I can, oh, I can actually yank it. Oh, well, it's a lot easier than a block. About right there, it's right on the line right there too. And while we're up here, let's get the other 2 corners real quick. All right, good enough. All right, a little bit of persuasion. How's it look? Is it good? Let me see. Oh yeah, okay. That's good enough. gonna mark the placement of the studs real quick. We'll put a screw in them right where the joist is at so we know where it's at. Okay, I need a little bit of extra help here. There, good. Okay, I purposely left this one short so I can get the groove in. Okay, it's a good start. Who framed this barn? Come on. Sloppy craftsmanship, that's what that is. Yeah, I got this whole pry bar. Good enough. Okay, I'm just gonna mark the 16 on centers with a marker, then we're running chalk lines. So I have a good line to snap so I can follow it with the nail gun and knock this thing out. Good enough. All right, that's gonna work. We're gonna do the small loft in the front. I hope this is worth it. You know, it's not a real big area. I got some money into it, so I guess it's wasteful space anyway, so why not put storage up there? Let's move the HomePro laser real quick, and let's get it set up so we have a nice level platform up there. Okay, then once we got the screw up, we'll just hook this on here. Get it somewhere in the ballpark, self-leveling. We're gonna shoot it right above the legs. Hope you can see all right, but we're gonna go ahead and you see where the legs are? We're gonna put a, what is that, 2x8 above those two legs against the building. Probably gonna do 3 joists here. Gives me about 40 inches, I think, to play with. Here we go. Come on. How's it look down there? It's gonna fit? Looks like it, right? Looks all right down here, not perfect, but it's good enough. Let's go down there and see how good you did. You said we were on the nose, right? Yeah, we're on the nose. Good job. Let's get that warp out. Yes, sir. It's a pretty good cross breaking with a 2x8. Everybody got mad about that bookshelving video. I really like bookshelf framing. I wouldn't do it any other way. People can't think outside the box. They're so stuck on the old ways that sometimes they refuse to see a better way. That's fine, they both work. Like I said, it's my barn, and I feel like it's better this way. See that HomePro laser right on the bottom of that thing, right on the money, so I'm kind of surprised my legs are that level, to be honest with you. Okay, that one's definitely in. Great tool. Say that every video. These guns are incredible. It's a little noisy, but it's incredible. 41 and a half. So we'll make that header 41 and a half. This has probably never happened to me in my lifetime. It's right on the money. It's 41 and a half. And it was just a scrap from that board we just put on the front there. So it's crazy. It's right on the money. I don't like to cut it. That's the way it should always be. All we gotta do is go flush with the top over here. So then if we knew this is 151 and a quarter, all we gotta do is measure to here, about 13 inches. So we'll add 13 inches to 151 and a quarter, and that will give us our outside rafter. And then the inside rafter, the exact same thing, and there was minus inch and a half because we have a header we have to tie into with a rafter hanger. Oh, too easy, guys, too easy. Boom. Yeah, I don't got a ton of room up there, but hey, it's better than nothing. I want to maximize this place. All right. perfect. I can't say enough. I mean, you've seen it in the channel before. It works like a champ. Get one. I'll put a link in the description. No joke. Maybe. Oh, here we go. Maybe. I think I got it, guys. That one about killed me. Got some different ideas the way I want to finish this out. I haven't really talked about. I want to do a live answer all your questions since I got so many comments on this build. What I plan on doing with the inside. Wait till you see what I'm going to do. One of the hardest DIY skills is to cut a straight line. Yeah, not bad. A little bit of screw up right there, right in the beginning. But, oh well. Bingo. Yeah, a little bit of room down there. Oh well. Boom. All right, let's put the first nail pattern down on the edge. Get that straight, and then I'll get up there. Honestly, it's a pretty nice view up here. I guess if I'm ever in the doghouse, I can be in the bird's nest, I guess. Put a sleeping bag up here, and wouldn't be bad. That's actually a better living space over there. Another great job done by you, no longer needed. Thank you, HomePro Laser. Hey, and just like that, this little project's done. The big question is, how much did it cost? I'm all in for about $600. That included a $125 delivery fee from Menards. So for 600 bucks, I got 150 square foot, which isn't a ton, but I'll have it forever. So the return of investment should be good. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Take care, and I'll see you next time.